Hello? Hello?
A unique home, a mysterious child and a malevolent spirit await the most haunted team as we travel to Wales.
And this week I brought my team to a place where ghosts roam in abundance. Phantom dogs show themselves to unsuspecting guests and fear runs through every fabric of the building. Welcome to Most Haunted and to Greganog Hall.
Standing on an ancient settlement, Greganog Hall was built in 1840. Constructed entirely of concrete. Greganog is famous for being home to the Davies family. David Davies was a wealthy industrialist and the hall passed to his two granddaughters, Gwendolyn and Margaret. They used the hall as a hospital for wounded soldiers during the Second World War. With such a rich history, it is no surprise that Greganog is rife with haunting stories.
The first floor of this magnificent building holds a terror all of its own, as the bedrooms seem to be a magnet for lost souls and negative entities. This area is said to be inhabited by a male spirit who doesn't want people anywhere near him. The pitiful sight of a ghostly child has also been seen sitting at the end of the bed, and many people fear the corridors as they are thought to harbour a disgruntled spirit that follows unsuspecting staff and guests alike.
Guests of the hall tell of a large man followed by a faithful dog that loiters by the main entrance. But upon further inspection, man nor beast can be seen.
The rest of the house is also abundant with ghostly tales of lost souls. A lady dressed in blue haunts the laundry room, and a phantom drip, drip, drip can be heard from non-existent clothes drying. Faces appear at the upper windows, thought to be the spirit of a tortured suicide victim. A woman with a ruffled collar and dark dress is said to walk through the solid walls. But all of these sightings are above ground. But for a claustrophobic fear and a sense of foreboding, I'll take you down in the cellar, where shadows appear, noises heard, and the spectre of a large man manifests to chase away all who enter.
Believed to be the ghost of a servant, the fearsome figure that lurks in the cellar is said to violently rebuff anyone who ventures down here. But not all the spirits said to haunt this great home are believed to be from recent times. To gain a more in-depth picture of this home and the land it stands on, I asked historian Leslie Smith to research this area's past.
Greganog Hall is set in 750 acres in mid-Wales. It has a beautiful Victorian face, but at the root of it is an ancient settlement. The family that were here were the Blaney family. They were very prosperous, certainly in the 14th century and 15th century. The family were fierce royalists, and although we were on the other side during the War of the Roses, fighting for the Yorkists, it didn't seem to matter to the Tudors, who looked after them very well indeed. They were highly respectable and did very well under the Tudor crown. Edward Blaney was a swashbuckling character at the court of Elizabeth, and looked after the Queen very well indeed. He went over to Ireland, where he fought bravely in the Irish campaign. Then we find a tremendous character come, Arthur Blaney. Arthur Blaney is somebody we should admire just as much as Edward. He was a man who was the last of the line, a kind and gentle man who believed in looking after people, a man of great dignity in the 18th century, and maybe his soul is still rooted here. After he died, Viscount Tracy took over the building, and then Hanbury Tracy, a link through the family. Hanbury Tracy was a man of a great pioneer idea. It was called concrete. Of course, concrete had been around in one form or another well before him, but he was the man who wanted to build whole buildings out of concrete. Here we are. Here's this building, built about 1840. It's odd, actually, because at first when you see it, you think that it's classic half-timbering, but when you get close, you realise that it's painted concrete. And that concrete was also built in properties throughout the whole estate. After his death, the family then moved away from here, and the Davis family came along. Now, the Davises were rich, with a capital R. The great David Davis left his granddaughters £500,000 each, it is said. You have to understand, this is at a time in the 1920s when they came here, you could buy a very respectable house indeed for about £200. But these ladies, like other good people who lived in this house, wanted to put something back. Both of them had run canteens in the First World War for soldiers, and they decided in the Second World War that they would make this property a place where soldiers could come to get better.
With its layered history and numerous functions, Gregginog is certainly challenging in respect of an investigation, something I'm keen to discuss with parapsychologist Dr. Kieran O'Keefe.
Well, Kieran, here we are, another unusual location. We've got apparitions, we've got fantastic love story, we have World War I and World War II soldiers recuperating here, and these wonderful sisters that did all of this, for the war effort. I think it's a great place, fantastic stories, but are any of them true?
I shouldn't be sceptical about the story of the figure of the heartbroken lover. I shouldn't be sceptical about it because it's an account, it's a ghost story. However, it's classic, it's almost like a stereotypical story. And we don't have a lot of sightings of her, so I don't think we're going to capture her on the investigation.
Have you noticed that in a lot of the investigations that we do, there's a lot of people falling out of windows?
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
what is that about?
It is a common thread. If it's not that, then there's some sort of intrigue or hidden secret about the master and the maid, that sort of thing. And I think it just basically it comes from storytelling. We always go back to that. But if there's an apparition or if there's a ghost or something that's seen in a particular place and it's an upper floor, then why did somebody die? They either died in bed or they fell out the window.
No,
so
it doesn't sit well with me, I have to say.
No, I'm a little bit suspicious of that. But there is another area of the location that I think is quite significant, and that's the cellar area.
It's always a horrid cellar that we have to investigate.
Yeah.
And I have to say, this particular cellar, you're absolutely right, it's very creepy.
It is very creepy, and it has a great story associated with it, in that there's a figure, supposedly this quite negative, gruff, aggressive figure. But the reason why I'm pointing it out is not so much because it's a cellar or because of this figure, it's because the variety of phenomena that's associated with one individual. So you have sense of presence, people seeing things, hearing things, and also this sense of being pushed as soon as you go down into the cellar. Essentially, we've got a spirit down there that doesn't want us there. And I think for that reason, that's where you should go straight away.
OK, we will do. Ooh, I'm intrigued.
With Kieran's recommendation to check out the cellar, I escort medium Chris Conway down here for our lit walk around. But before we can even get set up, Chris picks up on a sinister presence.
We've got a male presence there.
We have?
Yes, a very dark presence. As soon as we walked through this door here, it was basically saying, out.
Oh, really?
Out. Get out. Straight away. As soon as we walked in.
And now with the lights on.
Who is down here again? You touched on it earlier.
We've got the name David. And again, when we walked in, it was go. It's basically ordering us out of here.
And there's a tapping again, I'm sure. And can you see this David? You can. What does he look like?
This is a big man, a gruff man, big, unshaven. Pretty sure this man would have been a servant.
Right, okay.
For the place.
So why was this his place then? Is this where he worked?
Very much so, but it's, even though he's a servant, it's almost as if he owns this place. It's very much get out as soon as you walk in, go
right.
As soon as you walk in,
Right.
and I think a lot of people will feel the presence down here,
right,
and maybe hear him.
Can you see how he died, or can you tell you how he passed over?
At the moment, I'm not getting through how he died, but what I will say is he's not died by natural means. Okay, I don't know whether he's been killed or by an accident, or if somebody's murdered him, but he's not died by natural means.
And his age? How old would you put him at?
I would put him at mid-20s, early 30s.
Okay.
Very weather-beaten face, very rough face.
Okay. What's the matter?
As you currently talking, Kath keeps looking at me exactly the same time. We're hearing footsteps walking right behind. I'm purposely not moving from this spot because I'm kind of waiting for somebody to tap me on the shoulder.
It's not tapping, but it's his footsteps.
It goes louder.
It gets louder and louder, and then it goes sort of fades away.
Okay. And you think it's this David?
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. There's only one spirit in this area, and this is that David, and he very much rules this area.
With such a dominant figure resident here, what will tonight's investigation bring?
Yeah, he's standing right beside you.
Sounds like it's above.
I've got to say, this isn't a nice place to be.
As soon as we opened that door, it was out.
Welcome back to Most Haunted. We're investigating Gregginog Hall, where medium Chris Conway has already picked up on the presence of an oppressive male figure in the hall's cellar.
Without a doubt, there's only one spirit in this area, and this is that David, and he very much rules this area.
Should we go to another area?
Yes.
Okay.
And now we make our way upstairs to a bedroom, also believed to be haunted.
Time warp. You're going to different time periods.
We've got the spirit of a young girl in here.
Right.
Okay. I'd say about 11 years old. She's got a white dress, ribbons in her hair, and...
Tapping, tap.
What's strange about her, I wouldn't say she was a nasty spirit, but I think...
Has that wardrobe just gone? That wardrobe just moved.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it. Oh, do you know, I was half expecting something to jump out of me then.
I thought so. It
The
sounds...
wardrobe just went Greek. I mean, I know we've all walked in, it's probably displaced.
No, it was like that.
Yeah.
It was almost like...
It was like somebody moved inside it.
So you're saying she's not nasty?
She's not nasty, but I think if MD would see her, she would give them a fright. See, when you're in a room and you suddenly feel somebody watching you, and you turn round and there's somebody, that's the feeling you'll get with this girl, because what she does is just watches.
Who is she then?
She stands and watches. The name I'm getting for her is Louise. Louise. Yeah.
Do you know how she died? Can you see how she died?
At the moment I don't.
No?
At the moment I don't. She's not communicating with me. She's standing watching us.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Is she in the room watching us? Where is she?
Yeah,
Can you see her?
She's standing over beside the chair.
Okay.
She said a little girl's whine then, almost like she's trying to say something. Just as you said. We both heard it together, didn't we?
Are you here? Is there a little girl here? If you're here, sweetie, could you give us a little sign? Can you make a noise? Oh, God.
That wardrobe again.
Oh, I could hear that whining.
Yes, I'm going on with it.
Yeah.
That was the door.
The door just closed on its own. Okay, cool.
When this girl was in this plane, you would hear her laugh before you'd even see her.
Oh.
Chris believes that he has connected with many spirits associated with this house. But do any of these ring true with historian Leslie Smith?
So what do you think so far? Not a lot of historical information that was given out, but some interesting things that connect with some of the ghost stories.
Particularly the ghost stories, yes. That is to say, not necessarily founded firmly in history. The man downstairs who's quite aggressive, I'm interested in that description, and that's because he's also been seen up here, on this floor. So in other words, he moves through the house. Psychics have come here and people have come here and are aware of a man who doesn't want people to go in that area at all, really, really aggressive. Then the other character with the dog, he's been seen and recognised in the front hall, and one of the suggestions was that he was actually one of the family, but in fact the family, the person particularly we're thinking of in this is Arthur. No, he was lovely, and the man you're describing was
no, this isn't a nice man.
No, not a nice man at all.
No.
And then we come and weave our way up to here. Now, the little girl in the white dress. Yes. She's a bit of joy. She's, hang on, there's some stuff going on here.
Piece of wood.
Where's that?
Now, hang on.
Is this the little girl playing?
Yes. Hey, now, I would have put that down to, you know, like a brick. There's lots of those bricks as kids.
You build them up.
Yeah.
Yes, you make something.
Or like a Jenga thing.
That's a child. Now, it's really interesting because I wondered if she felt I was neglecting her. You know, because I hadn't mentioned
You hadn't
her.
mentioned it. It's
And then I
like...
said, oh, the little girl, don't forget me.
Yeah.
A little girl is seen on the first floor in that bedroom and in that corridor, sitting on the end of a bed, looking at people happily. I haven't got the colour of what she's wearing, but she's a character. Yeah, that was a really good hit. And this is an even better one.
Sorry, I just heard her.
No, there is something.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to meeting you later. So, well done, Chris. You've got some good hits in terms of psychic experience.
With what we believe to be paranormal phenomena happening around us, we prepare to switch off the lights, turn on our night vision cameras and ready ourselves for a night of investigation.
Do you need our help, Anne?
There's something in here with me now. Just want to sort out.
Actually, no, I don't like this place.
Yeah, he's standing right beside you.
I feel sick, like to the stomach.
What the f***'s that?
As the late summer sun begins to set, Chris, Leslie, Kath and myself enter the room that Chris believes to be haunted by an 11-year-old girl named Louisa.
Louisa, is there a game you like to play? Can we play... did you play tag or tick when you were little?
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
See, when you say, is there a game? I don't know if this is a game, but everything, she's running to the wall, okay? And then as soon as she touches the wall, she runs.
Right. Ah. Did you just see that, Kath?
I did.
What the heck? And I missed it with the camera.
Was it?
It was a...
in here. There's something
No,
in
no,
here.
no. There's a black shadow. Is this what you saw?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thump, like that.
I seen something moving.
Move.
Yeah.
I did.
No, I didn't.
And I had the camera over here and it
That's
went
it.
thump.
I saw it at the corner of my eye.
So quick.
That's what I seen.
So quick.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah.
Do you know, for the first time ever, it's made me realise just how quick they move.
Oh yeah.
You can hear her.
She's running about the room. I can see her.
I wish I could see her.
She's running. I know what she's doing. Now, earlier on she was sort of going to it and running back. Now what she's doing is she ran to a vet, she touched a vet, and then she ran to Leslie and she touched
Yeah.
Like tick. You asked her to play tick.
Very much like tick, yeah.
People are very mature then, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they were. Really?
Yeah.
Did it?
Let's go. Really?
Yeah.
Did it?
Let's go to another room. Louisa, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Keen to explore other areas of the hall, we set up our CCTV cameras to help us monitor possible paranormal activity. Watched by Carl, Kath and Stuart, I lead the rest of the team to the cellar.
Okay, so according to Chris, There's a nasty entity down
Yes.
here called David.
David.
He doesn't like anybody being down here at all.
No.
So, do you sense him now?
Oh yeah, he's here now.
Okay.
He's here now. As soon as we walked in, again, it was out. As soon as we opened that door, it was out.
Oh, was it? Well, we're not going. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
We're not going, David. If you want us to leave, then you throw things. You get us out.
Leslie wants you to stay in here yourself.
What, dear?
He's just asked you to stay in here yourself.
To stay here myself? What, on my own?
After you spoke to him.
Why do you want me to stay with you, David? Sorry.
He wants you to stay.
I've just given birth.
He's now gone to laughing. He wants you to stay, Leslie.
Oh, he likes
He's
you,
laughing.
Les.
No, he doesn't. He's laughing. He wants you to stay. Says you'll scream.
Is he standing right next to me? What's
Yeah.
he doing with me?
Just stand looking at you. And did he touch you?
Yes, someone touched my arm then. Did you see him?
Yeah, he's standing right beside you. He's looking at us and saying go, and he's looking at you and saying stay.
Let's walk further down. Let's walk.
He's saying you'll be screaming.
Well, she can scream with us all here. If you want to see her scream, then scare us. All of us. Are you a coward, David? Are you a coward?
He's now telling you to stay with it.
Me? Why? Can you only cope with women on their own, David? Is that the thing? Are you a coward? So you can't cope with all of us, but you can cope with a woman on your own. Well, that sounds like a coward to me.
It seems to be any time you or Leslie challenge him, that's when he's saying stay.
David. Did you know the Hanburys? Did you know the Davis sisters?
Oh,
Yes.
he does.
Yes.
Now, you know...
Gwendolyn wouldn't like you behaving this way.
Margaret.
Margaret?
He's saying Margaret.
Did you love Margaret?
Is that right, Leslie?
Yes, he's bang on.
He's saying Margaret.
There are two sisters.
Yes.
He's named the other one. Did he love her?
He loved her, she didn't love him.
Aye.
Come on. Now he's saying go. Go.
Because of what we've said.
Just once it's all out, he's just saying go.
We cannot be certain that what we are experiencing is what Chris believes is a ghost named David. But what we can be sure of is that this area requires further investigation.
What was that? The door shut. I'm in a safe and the door shut.
Someone's blowing on my hand.
This kind of ceased to become a paranormal investigation and I'm starting to feel it's a fight for survival.
Welcome back to Most Haunted and our investigation of Gregginog Hall. Believing that this magnificent hall is possibly home to the ghost of a playful little girl and a malevolent male servant, we have been conducting investigations both in the bedrooms and the cellar. Keen to investigate the cellar further, I'm sending Stuart down to an area known as the Barrel Room.
As you can see, that's the door I've just come through. There's no one up there, and there's no one down there. That door, I think, is to the outside world because, yeah, it's a safety bar on it, yeah. Okay, I've just heard some tapping or something. Hello? Hello? Who goes there? What was that? I've just heard there's something in here with me now. I'm going to whisper. That barrel has just fallen from those two barrels there. Now, either I've done it, and if I've done it, I've got really long arms, which I was over there. because I said I just heard something coming from, like, a waste paper. Sorry. Something's just been thrown at me and I don't know what it is, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. It could have been from... It could have hit that barrel or that barrel there. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that something's going on down here now. Whatever's here doesn't want me here. Okay. Right. I've just heard something else. It's like almost like a tapping on tin come from that waste paper bin there. Now, if it's that, or if it's anything to do with the electrics around here, I couldn't tell you. All I know is that as I'm talking now, there's footsteps coming from up there. Hello? Let me just go and see on the other side of that door quickly, because no one's been through it. Hello? Just stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. There's no one here. Barrel's moving again. We've got it, we've got it, we've got it on camera. We've got it. It's there. You can see it for yourself. That, to me, is proof. You tell me what that was, because I haven't got a clue. We've got it on camera. We've got it. It's there. You can see it for yourself.
With what we believe to be poltergeist activity mounting, I send Carl back to the cellar, while I lead Leslie, Kath and Chris to a bedroom, where it is believed a soldier fell to his death, and where the spirit of his heartbroken lover remains to this day.
If there's anybody here, anybody in this room, any spirit person, if there's a lady here, if there's a lady present in this room, can you perhaps show yourself to us?
I feel today. I feel like a thud of. I feel sick, like to the stomach.
Do you?
Yeah.
So any name?
Anne.
Anne. Anne. Anne, are you here, darling?
Do you know what it's like? It's almost as if the air pressure.
Yeah, cabin pressure.
That's the way it feels in me, as if it's just forcing.
Ooh, it's not weird, it's just bizarre.
Bloody spooky. Is anyone here? I've got to say, this isn't a nice place to be. Hello? What the? Oh. Where's that coming from? Hello? Oh. Where's that coming from? Hello? There's a whistling. Okay. Well, I know some of the activity surrounds this, There's a whistling. Okay. Well, I know some of the activity surrounds this, Okay. It's coming from the safe. I was about to say it comes from the safe. Now this, I love safes. Look at this beautiful thing. The light you can see is the light that shines on it. Crying out loud. I've always wanted a safe. I am now going to shut the door. Hey, and I'm going to shut this bit. This metal bit here. That's like a prison. Okay, if you're here. What was that? It's about to say if you were to lock me in. Check that. No, it wasn't that. Could have been that. No. Hello? It's shut. Okay, if you shut the door, open it. Hello?
Do you need our help, Anne? Oh, I've got a cold breeze right on my hand there. Someone's blowing on my hand. I'm not sure if it's might be a logical explanation, but I just felt very briefly
Yeah. And I'm watching Chris absolutely huddled at the end of this bed. Look at him, he's having a miserable time of it. Heard that?
I did.
Yeah, I heard that. That whining cry.
Yeah. That was a
Yes, it was.
tapping.
It sounds like it's above.
It does, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Or next door.
Yeah. It's late, isn't it, Leslie?
Yeah.
The door shut. I'm in the safe and the door shut. Who knows I'm here? This is serious. This is serious. You can see I can't open that door. I actually can't open it. This kind of ceased to become a paranormal investigation, and I'm starting to feel it's a fight for survival. I hope there's air in here. I'm starting to panic now. Don't panic. Come on. Is it just... Oh, it might have just... Oh, I'm not as young as I used to be. I hope there's no ghost in here with me. I think I could cope with that as well. I actually think for the first time ever I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
We're going to go now, Anne. Anne, we're going to go. Any final parting gift before we leave? Or are you moving too quick? See, I've got this thing in my head now since that little girl.
You think they're just whizzing, do you?
I think for them to do something must take so much energy. It's like slamming the brakes on it, 150 miles an hour, and having to go, ooh, like that. I honestly, I think that's what it could be, you know.
You're right, you're a bit sick.
You're going to vomit, aren't you? Come on, let's go. She's gone quiet. Come on, that means sick. I've held this woman's hair back too many times. Have you? You're right. You've gone really tired.
She's really drained.
As we make our way back to the crew room, our concern for how Kath is feeling is quickly superseded as it becomes evident that Carl has not been seen for over 2 hours since he left to conduct a vigil in the cellar.
I'm going to try and conserve as much energy as I can. Yeah! No, I'm not. I'm in here. I'm in the safe. Yeah, it's locked. I can't get out. Can't get out.
I kept thinking, he's been out for a long time.
No one came upstairs around, did they?
No.
Okay.
How bizarre is that?
What do you have to do
Just
to...
this. It was just turned like that. So it was down like that, and then me and Kelly just had to lift it like that.
Do it again. It can't fall, can it?
No. No, look. Too heavy. Look. Are you alright?
No, I'm not. I myself. What was that? The door shut. I'm in a safe and the door shut.
Carl's experience in the safe has left him feeling very unsettled. What further disturbing events lie in store as we continue to investigate this great hall into the night?
Actually, no, I don't like this place.
That's not footsteps.
It's coming from that door.
There's somebody stood down there.
Welcome back to Most Haunted. Our investigation into Gregginog Hall in Wales is proving to be an unnerving experience. Members of the team have come across what we believe to be poltergeist activity. Carl was locked into a safe in the cellar,
What was that?
which might have been the work of David, an unwelcoming spirit believed to haunt this area. Keen to investigate the possible presence of David further, I lead Carl and Kath back into this foreboding area.
Actually, no, I don't like this place. I didn't like it earlier today, and I don't like it now.
Was that you moving, Kath?
Did you feel that draft?
No, wait, did you just move?
Maybe.
Listen. Did you not hear that?
There's so many other guys upstairs, you wouldn't hear them, would you?
Not this far down.
Definitely heard tapping then. Just one. There it is again. That's someone walking.
That's
I know
someone
that.
upstairs.
Go on then, let's go.
Where?
Come on then, you got the camera.
What?
Did you poke me in the eye?
Did I poke you in the eye?
Why would
I'm
he
behind
poke you in the eye?
Somebody just poked me in the eye.
Poked you in the eye? Did you walk
stopped-
into Yvette? There's nothing there, is there?
No, she was in front of me. Something just put like that, poked me in the eye.
Is anyone here? How are you feeling?
I feel fine. I feel fine. But I mean, I'm amazed at how dark it is down here. That's not. That's not footsteps.
It's coming from that door.
That is not footsteps. What's in there? What is that?
Is anything to do with any ghost with poking down?
What the? Okay, come on.
Oh, crap, where are you going?
Oh.
What was that? What was that?
Hello? Hello?
I thought I heard a voice.
I did.
A female voice.
Are you here? Hey, there's tapping behind us then.
No, that came from the
It
back.
was. That was
No,
really
it's
close.
outside of you.
How many of you are here now watching us? Tap out how many of you are here. One. I got that right under my foot. Do you mean foot? Do you mean as harm? 2 for yes, 1 for no.
What was that?
I don't.
That was something
Yes,
at the other end.
2 taps as well.
That was...
Okay, let's go. Get you, Kath, going first.
I don't know who poked me in the freaking eye.
Well, are you sure you didn't go into the back of my coat?
No, it went a finger in the eye.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Did you not hear that?
That was one
yes.
of us. That was one of us,
No,
wasn't
no,
it?
that was no, I heard it.
Don't know.
Are you here? Can you please make that noise? Can you hear that? Did you hear that big bang?
If you're here, copy this.
Oh my God.
That... Come on.
It's a bit strange.
If you're here, can you do it again?
I can hear tapping. I can hear tapping. I can hear it.
And it's repeating.
That tapping came from right here.
I did hear it. Should we walk back?
Yeah.
Can't see a damn. Where did it come from? Made me scream like a but I'm pleased it happened. That's something that hit the beer barrels.
There's no stones, there's
Well,
no...
we've not looked properly on the floor, have we? I'm just having a quick scan. What's the matter?
There's somebody stood down there. I've just heard him walking towards me. They must be-
What, a person or a ghost?
I saw it looked like a dark thing, and then I heard something shifting. And I thought, oh, maybe it's my eye. You know, when you're moving the camera.
Oh!
Did you hear that?
Yeah, nice and clear.
Where do you think it came from?
Between me and you.
Yeah, it's come from behind me.
That's why I've just been stood.
Turn the camera on quick, behind you. I thought I saw another figure there.
Whoa. Something's just moved back here. Like something's just banged gently one of the beer barrels.
We can't get out.
Come on, go.
We continued to investigate Gregginog until first light. Unfortunately, we were unable to pick up on phenomena that would add any more weight to what we had experienced in the cellar. With this evidence in mind, what does Dr. Kieran O'Keefe make of our investigation into this most haunted of halls?
The Most Haunted team investigated Gregginog Hall, but they didn't capture a ghost. However, they did capture some very, very interesting phenomena. Carl conducted a solo vigil and actually bravely got into the safe. He shut the bar door and then asked for the spirits to do something to essentially show their presence. And at some point the door closed. What was that? Seemingly of its own accord. Now there is the argument that it could have closed because of weight displacement or because of the nature of the safe door. However, at some point when Carl tried to exit, he couldn't actually open the door.
I cannot.
And when Yvette went down later on to try and search for him and find out where he was, realised that the door had actually been locked shut.
Can't get out.
So it was down like that, and then me and Kelly just had to lift it like that.
Now, when Carl recounts this experience, he actually says that if anybody had tried to come up to the door whilst he was in the safe, before it was closed, he would have heard them. He would have heard perhaps the squeaking of another door or even footsteps. But let's not forget, he was trying to focus on spirit activity perhaps even within the safe. His mind or his perception wasn't focused on what was going on outside the actual safe. So there's a possibility that somebody did come close to the safe and he didn't hear them actually approaching.
This kind of ceased to become a paranormal investigation, and I'm starting to feel it's a fight for survival.
Carl's reaction to his incident, to being locked in the safe as if by unseen hands, means the message out there is, when you're investigating a haunted location, you be safe. Later on in the investigation, Carl and Yvette went along to a particular corridor, which is at one end a normal door, at the other end a fire exit door and some beer barrels. When they were there during this vigil, they heard noises. You can see from their reactions, you can see from some of the footage, that there didn't appear to be anybody else in the corridor with them. But at the end of the day, I do remain quite sceptical about this because, again, as frustrating as it is for a parapsychologist, we don't have enough footage for us to be able to say it's paranormal.
With Kieran's frustrations aside, I believe our investigation of Gregginog Hall has been a fulfilling one, if at times shocking. As I leave Gregginog, I am looking forward to where our journey into the paranormal will lead us. Until then, do sleep tight.
Well, something else to get your heart racing. Tomorrow night, Violet finally gets counselling. But can she cope with the emotional outpouring? Our brand new series of Private Practice continues here at 10. And its sister show reaches the most dramatic conclusion ever. With Derek at death's door, loads of injured medics, and the shooter still on the loose. It's the grand finale of Greys at 9. Well, next tonight, Criminal Minds.